It finally happened. Kawhi Leonard gets traded back to Toronto Raptors after leaving the franchise in 2019 to go to the Clippers. He goes back to the Raptors in a trade. This has been building for a while. The package was Kawhi, just himself, goes to the Raptors. The Raptors traded Brandon Ingram, Grady Dick, two first round picks, one pick swap, and two second round picks. And in more specific details, the trade are in 2027, 29 are the just the first round picks, and 2030 is the big swap. I was reading this morning about clutch sports at a really good outlet, and the framework had been in place already about England, Grady Dick, and a first round pick, along with I think the second round picks too involved. But they were looking to get more involved. The Clippers were looking to include a player, but because they wanted like, hey, we're doing a favor with the Grady Dick contract. We need a little bit more than that because we're giving you the best player deal in Kawhi Leonard. Turns out they include the extra first and the pick swap as well. So overall, really good package for the Clippers. I think it's a win-win for both sides. Honestly, I think it's a good package for the Clippers. They get Ingram's a solid player. Grady Dick is fine. The picks are really valuable, and if you think it like this, like look at all they gave up years ago when Kawhi went to the Clippers for the first time around, and his condition was, "I'm not gonna be here if you get Paul George," and they did that, and they traded all those picks plus SGA, and look what all that turned into to the Thunder, and the Thunder have a sold and have turned and won championship off it and set up for future success. As for the Clippers, good job getting more picks back when turn. Now they're up to I saw like dying future first round picks including their own, so now they have a lot of experiment for, plus it allows them to be aggressive in free agency. So really good deal for the Clippers. For the Raptors, I was taking a look at this at their roster now with Kawhi. It was very intrigued, and they now have Kawhi, Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett, Jacopoto, which ironically was traded for Kawhi back in the day with the Spurs, so he's back there. Emmanuel quickly. Let's see what else we got here. And that's about like the big pieces, I would say. Also, the young rookie from last year, Kyle Murray Boyles, could be like the center. They have Jacob Wardle, so they're really well for them. Jamal Chad, so like that's really a really nice like building blocks right there. And if you kind of look at it, how do you compare this team to when they won the first time around with Kyle Lowry and Pascal Siakam and like all those pieces they had, they didn't have to overcome and get over the top. So overall, a nice structural game will. Overall, I definitely think this puts them in a second round ceiling for sure, and they can maybe even go forward based on how quickly they can draw and stuff like that, and more importantly, how Kawhi Leonard could look. But here's the thing I think most interesting about the trade itself, since he's now on his technically going back to his second team, but like he starts to clear with the Spurs, he gets traded to the Raptors, yeah, and then he goes to the Raptors, the Clippers, now back to the Raptors. But the first time he gets traded to them, like in 2019, he's in his prime. He's like he's a champion. That's his first. He's one of my opinion, top 5 best players in the world. And he gets traded with teammate Danny Green for DeMar DeRozan, Jacopoto, and protected 29 first round picks. That's crazy to think how low a value was and how great he was back then. And now years later, he gets traded back to the Raptors for way much more as we just related for when he's still a really good player, but he's still a little questionable. Plus, there's a little scandal he's dealing with, which that's gonna be interesting. Because when we haven't heard anything yet from it, and I think by now we would have. I think Zainzar is if he does get suspended, it won't be for like long. So I think this is a overall though really strong deal for both teams. Makes sense for the Raptors going all in and see what we can do in free agency and other moves and trades and stuff like that. And for the Clippers, it just continued to single like going to last NBA trade deadline. We're going to a full reset era of new Clippers basketball.